All right, here we go. Sports Bet betting insight today. Paulie and Teddy, SBR picks. We'll hit the NFL today. 3 games coming up. We'll go out with a montage that the crew put together. A couple parting shots before we get out of here. It's been a mass exodus at SBR. So we'll get to all that coming up. Bad beats, bad bets, bad for the books. You wake up, you already got a bad beat on the West Coast. 2:30 in the morning, game in Ireland. Buffalo laying 17.5 against Wisconsin. Milwaukee led by 4 with 9 minutes left. Cover, Teddy. Won by 19. Unbelievable beat to start the day.
Yeah. I came this close to laying the points as well, and didn't do it before I went to bed last night. Woke up, I should have done that, obviously. But, sometimes, especially when you're talking about games in faraway places, a team's going to battle, they're going to battle. And once they hit that wall, it all gets away. That's exactly what happened with Wisconsin-Milwaukee in early action today. Buffalo turns a 4-point lead into a 19-point win. Very tough beat. You had the Panthers plus 17.5.
This was bad, too, last night. Albany, Long Island under. It was bet up from 145 up to 148.5. It was 32-23 at the half. 102 combined points in the second half. 80-77. Unbelievable.
Yeah, flies over with room to spare, 157 points, closed 148.5. So not a good result for bookmakers. And obviously, when you have, you do find extreme, we call them scramble points in the final couple of minutes of tight games where it's foul and three-pointer and foul and three-pointer. You're going to find the occasional scramble, the scramble that turns into, 25 or 30 points in the last couple of minutes. Those beats can and will happen. This was one of them.
Columbus, Minnesota over 5.5 up to 6, 4-2 with 8 minutes left in the second period. That was the final score. A vicious push in the NHL. Marist, Dartmouth over 139.5, a 35-27 second half completely died. It lands 134. Bad bets. Raptors 8 up to 9.5 had a big lead. Then Durant went off. He had 51, but the Raptors win by 3 in overtime. Kawhi was great, although he has to take that shot there at the end with the game on the line. Nice win for the Raptors. Good game, fun game. Siakam at 26, too. Raptors the real deal.
Yes, Raptors a real deal, but no, they did not cover the number against the short-handed Warriors. All the Toronto money, and there was a lot of it last night. 9.5 looked high. Visually, to the eye, you're like, really? 9.5? And it was too high. The bettors loaded up on the wrong side of this one. Golden State, even without several key pieces of their core crew, still not a team to take lightly.
And the Lakers over, and the Pacers 216 up to 220.5, 104.96. Lakers blew a 24-point lead before getting the win. What are you doing with your NBA power ratings? I mean, the Clippers are the 1 seed in the West. The Rockets have the second worst record in the West. The Grizzlies are in first place. The Wizards stink this year. The Celtics are struggling. What are you doing so far? Now that we're like, what are we, like 20, 25 games in so far?
Oh, yeah, we're a full quarter way in. And this is what has been the biggest moneymaker for me in the NBA so far this season, is finding a team like Memphis and riding them, or realizing Boston isn't what they are. But it's just been little clips. I haven't found 1, 2, 5 teams. Normally this time of year, I got 5 teams I'm betting on or against just about every time. That's not the case right now in the NBA. There appears to be a lot of mediocrity, but some of the elite teams that aren't playing well. The Rockets, betting against the Rockets continues to be a moneymaker. I bet against the Spurs. That's worked out for me. But power rating-wise, very jumbled in the NBA right now, which means that when teams start to step up as we approach the holidays, that, boy, there's going to be money to be made riding some of these squads. Don't know who they're going to be yet, but riding some of these squads. It's not going to be the teams that were hot early, but the teams that perhaps a little bit cold early have the potential to come on strong in December and beyond.
The top overnight Thursday night rating in history. Good game last night. Cowboys get the win. Another give Elliott the ball 30 times. Great defense. They shut down the Saints. Fewest points in 3 years. Breeze had 39 passing yards at the half. The officiating stunk. But the bad for the books, the under 53 down to 51. But a good result. It was the highest handle of the season so far Thursday night. And you also look at, you take on all those parlays, You get the money line parlays and the teasers out the door, Teddy, where the bettors have to reload because the Saints get beat outright.
Sure. And that's when we talk about bookmakers, what matters a lot? Killing all the teasers. The games that finish more than 6.5, 7 points away from the number. Obviously, a lot of teaser money on the Saints last night. They were in teaser range in that 6.5 to 7. People like to bet that down to 1 or pick them. So from a bookmaker standpoint, they clocked the public pretty good last night. Bookies whistling Dixie. Happy guys on Friday morning.
All right, here we go. NFL. One more. Lightning, $1.70 up to $2. They were betting against Buffalo, and they had won 10 in a row. Buffalo lost 5-4. First time in NHL history, a team that had the worst record and the most points through 25 games, but they got beat last night. I'm intrigued by this game. It's a good game all of a sudden. The red-hot Texans, 8 in a row, 5.5 and 47 at home against the Browns. Just get rid of Haley and Hugh Jackson, right, Teddy? You get rid of Hugh, and now you're live there with that win total with the Browns, and they're talking playoffs. Why not? The 6th seed, wide open in the AFC, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception for Baker since they fired Hugh. Kitchens doing a great job play calling.
Yeah, no question about it. And when you watched, if you watched Cleveland against Cincinnati last week, you saw, it wasn't close. The Browns were the better team on both sides of the football from the opening kick. We saw that the previous game at home against Atlanta. And yeah, they caught the Falcons in something of a flat spot, but from the opening kick, the Browns were the better of the two teams on both sides of the field. So the biggest question that for Cleveland in my mind this week is not how good they are. We know that the Browns are, they're decent. They're certainly better than their season-long power ratings would indicate. You fire Jackson, you fire Haley, all of a sudden Mayfield, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception in 3 games since, and the offense is clicking. The question for Cleveland, are they mature enough to handle success? This team hasn't been winning games and hasn't been winning back-to-back games and hasn't been going on the road and winning back-to-back games. Do they have that level of intestinal fortitude? Are they strong enough mentally to overcome the distractions and the congratulations, hey, you're doing good, and focus on the task at hand? Because if they focus on the task at hand, Cleveland's A game is good enough to go into Houston and give the Texans a battle, even though the Texans have won 8 in a row.
Yeah. Well, what do you think here? There's a good chance they actually could get the 2 seed, and they could close with a long winning streak as their toughest game might be the Colts at home coming up. But the defense is a top 5 defense, Football Outsiders. Now Watson coming back and getting healthy about that year injury. That's something I forgot about, that it takes about a year to bounce back from that injury, something that you discussed. But Watson's playing well. He has weapons. It was a nice win on Monday night. Can they make it 9 in a row here? But the Browns also loosey-goosey now that you get rid of Hugh. And they're talking, and Mayfield's like, good, get out of here. We didn't want you. You go to the Bengals, which was a slap in the face. But the play calling here has been fantastic. But this was the whole talk going in and why you like the win total over. We knew about the roster and they had weapons. The problem I had was with the coach. Now that he's out, maybe they can get to 6, 7 wins.
Sure. And, there's a lot of concerns. You talk about Cleveland. They're talking playoffs in Cleveland still. Of course, settle down just a little bit. But if they win out, they're live to do something. But, they got to win this game first before they start talking about the postseason. We talk about the Texans. And you grade out this roster. Where's the weaknesses right now? We saw the defense step up with a huge goal line stand. And then Lamar Miller with the 97-yard run, his second 97-yard run of his career. The passing game with Watson, there's so much. And defense, strong on the line, strong in the secondary. You look at the Texans, you say, all right, this 8-game winning streak is no accident. It's no aberration. This team is as loaded as we thought they were. But the one thing they haven't done, they haven't been winning by margin, and that's been fairly consistent throughout the Bill O'Brien era. Their last dozen tries at -3 or higher, yeah, they covered on Monday night. That was only the 3rd time they've done that in their last 12 tries. 3-8-1 against the number at -3 or higher. That's not a track record of success for the Houston Texans on a short week in this particular role.
I'll give no defensive or special teams touchdown a look in that game, too, coming up Sunday. Good late game, huge game. Now, if the Vikings want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to get a split here at New England and at Seattle on Monday night. Patriots are 5, seems low to me. I like the Patriots, 49 the total. Patriots, a machine at home. ATS 9-1, last 10 at home, and the one loss was by a hook against the Chiefs. All their issues have been on the road. They've been solid at home, and even that was a tight game against Green Bay, and they won by 14 there. I will give Zimmer a lot of credit. He's been great in December ATS, but also this defense was horrible to start out. Couldn't stop the Bills. That Thursday night debacle against the Rams, all of a sudden you look now, top 5 defense, Football Outsiders, and they shut down Rodgers and the Packers Sunday night.
They sure did. Now, some of that may have to do with where Green Bay is right about now mentally, but certainly it is a Viking squad. When you draw up a blueprint for a team that should be able to beat, that could beat New England, I mean, the Vikings are certainly on that list. They play physical up front. The defense is there. The offense is able to control some clock. The coaching and Zimmer as an underdog has been great. Zimmer in December has been great. I got him. And again, I don't count week 17 games, but week 13 to 16 down the stretch, the games that matter the most the last 4 years, Vikings 12-4 against the spread. Zimmer's been a great underdog coach against the spread. All of these factors point towards Minnesota. And of course, the wise guys are betting the Vikings like they do. Well, the wise guys have been betting against the Patriots every year, and they will continue to bet against the Patriots because New England's statistical profile isn't pretty. The Patriots don't dominate in terms of yards per play and yards per pass and what they do defensively. And there are certainly some questions about New England's defense against the better offenses they face. But you want to talk an exercise in futility. I mean, 9-1 against the spread in Foxborough, their last 10 regular season games, with that loss coming by a hook against the Chiefs. And you look at New England down the stretch at home in Foxborough. That is a long-term track record of success in this very role that's every bit as strong as Zimmer's track record. So if you're betting against either one of these two teams, you're going to have to make a case that their opponent's track record is a little bit dicey in that role. And I'll tell you what, I'm not stepping in front of the Patriots here. It's New England or pass for this better.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a nasty defense and a good pass rush. Can they put pressure on Brady and make him uncomfortable? And can the Patriots slow down the dynamic duo of Diggs and Thielen? How about the year Thielen's having? 93 catches, over 1,100 yards in 900-yard games already. I mean, this guy's been unbelievable. What a story that is. Good one coming up.
Real quick, Paulie.
Yep.
Oh, I just want to say that, I mean, like the one thing with Diggs and Thielen is that Cousins needs time to find them. And I think we saw in the Bears game pretty clearly that offensive line for Minnesota can be exposed. I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots were able to do that on Sunday.
Yeah, I also thought Mike Florio had a good tweet. Every Vikings game, there's a throw where it's like, holy shit, what a pass by Cousins. And there's also one where it's like, what are you doing? And you saw that pick 6 against the Bears. He'll make some horrible decisions, but he also can make some unbelievable throws. So that's a little bit frustrating with Cousins. But they got to get one of these here if they're going to make the playoffs. And certainly with Carolina in freefall mode, should get one of those wild cards. Sunday night, another good game. Steelers are 3.5 and 51.5 at home to the Chargers. It's a completely different team at home, and they also play down to their competition and play up to their competition. Dominated Denver, kept turning the ball over. They are look at this. Look at the record that the Steelers have, and they're -7 in the turnover battle. That'll tell you how good they are. But with the Chargers, house of horrors. Pittsburgh 14-1 at home against the Chargers, and I think the bookmakers are making a mistake. Gordon means something. He means a lot to that offense. The screen pass has become deadly, almost as good as when they ran it to Gurley last year with the Rams. That's a key loss here. He got hurt running a trick play in a blowout last week. Shame on Anthony Lynn. I'm surprised the line's so low. I like the Steelers, though.
Yeah, and I'm surprised the line is as low as it is as well. But, of course, the Chargers coming in off the big blowout and Pittsburgh coming in off the subpar showing. So from a current form standpoint, and people are watching last week's games, oh, look at the Chargers. And there's been all this love. The Chargers' advanced metrics are really good. Their yards per play is really good on both sides of the football. Their pass rush is good. I mean, you look at the Chargers, you say this team is a legit Super Bowl contender. Now, the markets, I'm with you, saying that, I mean, you can look at the picture, Gordon getting hurt against Arizona last week. They're saying Austin Eckler is just fine. The quote right here from Anthony Lynn, talking about, again, Eckler, 5'9", 200 pounds. But Lynn thinks he's going to have no problem holding up as an every down back. Quote, that's why you see him running through tackles. That's why you see him creating yards after contact. He's not a big back, but he can do those type of things. Their third leading rusher is Keenan Allen, who's a wide receiver. So I don't expect to see It's going to be Eckler and Rivers. And certainly that Steelers defense is a whole lot better than what they saw last week. Pittsburgh's defense has held each of their last 7 opponents to either their lowest yardage total of the season or their second lowest yardage total of the season. Big Ben's getting all the headlines. Pittsburgh's defense has been the biggest part of this streak, even though that streak came to a resounding thud of an end last week with that -4 turnover margin in Denver.
Roethlisberger 37-12 straight up at home and coming off a loss, 43-14 straight up in December, and the Steelers tough to beat in December as well. Huge game Sunday night, and the Chargers should make the playoffs, but a good test to see where they're at. But I like the Steelers in that one. We'll get to the montage here coming up. It's been a fun run. It's been a fun 3 years. I will say this. I've been telling them for 3 years they need a sales staff and some sales help. We have a big following nationally, and certainly you see, I'll use the Uncle Junior line from Sopranos. Housewives are betting football, how big it is right now and the popularity of it. So the sports bit is coming to an end here after 3 years. I think you'll still stay on with SBR, but that's all I have to say, and you can take it away before they go to the montage.
Sure. Well, let's start with the play of the day, man. We got to give people a play of the day, and we kind of teased it a little bit earlier. Play of the day for our final Sports Bit show. And again, we started doing this at the beginning of 2016. I've been with SBR since 2015, but the show almost 3-year run, and it's been a hell of a run. But final play of the day, let's lay it. Game number 376, the Patriots -5 against Minnesota. Screw the sharp money. The Pats win at home in December.
All right.
Let the wise guys bet Minnesota. New England -5 is the play of the day. And look, Paulie, it's been a great run. I've enjoyed every moment of it. Well, I haven't enjoyed all the moments. I remember when we were recording late night with Alicia. We were doing the segments at like midnight and taping then and working on those tickets till like 2 a.m. That was tough. It's a scramble in the morning, but I'll tell you what. I really enjoy working with the guys at SBR. I've really enjoyed working with you, my friend Paul Howard, and I'm sure that we will work again somewhere down the line in the future. I'm expecting to do something new with SBR starting in January. We'll be working on that, developing the next project. And I know there have been some changes. There'll probably be more changes. That happens in this world. But the bottom line is, thank you so much for being a part of our lives. Thank you so much for watching on a daily basis. And we'll have more content for you. It just won't be in sports bit form. Cheers. Let's see a montage.
All right, welcome into Sports Bit, Wednesday, March 9th. Paulie and Teddy, deep dive coming up, how to beat the big dance. Time for the deep dive. Let's set up your MLB weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
San Francisco 49ers today. All the betting news you need to know in less than 20 minutes.
When you're dealing with a massive blowout like that game was.
Props here, Westgate, MLB. Bad beats, bad bets, bad for the books. Bad beats, bad bets, bad for the books. Bad beats, bad bets, bad for the books. That's bad for the books.
Hi, I'm Luis, one of the editors here at SBRpicks.com, and I've been here for 4 years on the job, and ever since day one, I've been a fan of Sportsbit, not because I've had the pleasure of working with both gentlemen, but it's really one of my favorite shows as part of my day, and it really has turned me into a smarter player, smarter bettor, and I have to thank them for that, and I wish them all the best. I'm sad to see them go, but well, I hope the future brings lots of success to both of them, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank them, and all the best.
It's been a lot of fun working with the Sportsbit show. I've been the video editor for Sportsbit for a few months now, and it's been very interesting seeing those two guys working together, the way they interact. It's like they've known each other their whole lives. So I've actually learned a lot, and I've had a lot of fun working with their show too.
Yes, welcome into Sports Bit. Let's rock and roll. We made it.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I died. Thanks for watching, guys. Best of luck. We'll talk to you again somewhere down the line in the not too distant future. Cheers.